Everyone, and welcome back to this week's video. And today we're coming back, as we saw last week, we saw about in Isaiah book 38th chapter. Today we're going to see another incident recorded in the Isaiah book of the 30th chapter about King Hezekiah's life. This is about King Hezekiah's illness, and God revealed through the prophet Isaiah to the king about his death and told a plan, and a plan that should be done according in a right way in order to end his course of his lifetime. So let us continue understanding about this illness that was given to Hezekiah, through the prophet of Isaiah, and let us see how it is presented to him in Isaiah 38th chapter. Let us read. We can read Isaiah 38th chapter, and we can read the second verse. It says, Hezekiah turned his face to the wall and prayed to the Lord, it says. So, prayed to the Lord. And it says in the third verse we can read, Remember, Lord, how I walked before you faithfully and with wholehearted devotion, and have done what have done what is good in your eyes. And Hezekiah wept bitterly. So whatever Hezekiah said, and we could see in this story, and wept bitterly before God is a very true emotion of his sorrow towards the situation God has decided to put upon him. And it is very true, because it was clearly recorded itself in 2 Kings 18th chapter itself, where we could see in the 5th to 7th verse, where it talks about how this is very true. And it says, 2 Kings 18th chapter, let's read 5th to 6th verse. 7th verse, Hezekiah trusted in the Lord, the God of Israel. There was no one like him among all the kings of Judah, either before him or after him. He held fast to the Lord and did not stop following him. He kept the command the Lord had given Moses, and the Lord was with him. He was successful in whatever he undertook. He rebelled against the king of Assyria and did not serve him, unlike what his father had done. Now we can see how God answered to the prayer that Hezekiah had said, as he had wept bitterly in that situation, where we can read in First Peter, we can read in the 3rd chapter at the 12th verse, we can see what God says in response. For the eyes of the Lord are on the righteous, and his ears are attentive to their prayer, but the face of the Lord is against those who do evil. We can see, according to this promise, we can see what God had said and mentioned in this situation. He delivered and showed his grace to Hezekiah for his very true and emotional response, where he wept bitterly towards God, the proof showing its trueness in 2 Kings chapter. And God's outcome to this was to say that to Hezekiah, to show his upholding faith, that God will add 15 years in his lifetime. And then we can go back to the Isaiah chapter and read about this in Isaiah 38th chapter, 4th verse, where it says, Then the word of the Lord came to Isaiah. And we can do the 5th verse also saying, Go and tell Hezekiah, this is what the Lord says. The God of your father David says, I have heard your prayers and seen your tears. I will add 15 years to your life. So we can see here, not only he planned and prepared the lasting life for mankind, it also shows his grace in this temporary life in the evil world, we can see. So it's very important for us to understand how Hezekiah in this was such a true person, and like God himself had said, there was no one like this ever in the Judah period at all. And we can see that this is not only a planned period or prepared thing, we can see, for the everlasting life for mankind, but it also, we can see in this situation, because of Hezekiah's trueness and very true emotions towards his following towards God and dedication towards God. His grace in this word is in this temporary life, in this evil world, we can say, is very interesting and understanding that we must imply and understand for our own lives, just like Hezekiah had done in these situations. Throughout his life, he had always stood towards God, and when the situation came that he was put upon a situation of illness, he did not want to go in this situation, for he wanted to stay and show his trueness and faithfulness towards God, unlike his father had not done. So we'll continue about this in next week's video. So I'll see you then. Bye.